I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised anymore, but these kinds of stories are rapidly pushing me towards outrage fatigue. We still have some issues here in the United States rolling out high-speed internet to everybody. It's a big country, and there are some huge challenges in making sure everyone's connected. But outside of just the general infrastructure concerns, the business of internet has also been a major stumbling block in getting more rural communities up and running at faster speeds. For example, outside the main downtown Los Angeles area where I live, we have Time Warner Cable and Charter's joint collaboration known as Spectrum, and then some kind of DSL. We have the illusion of competition, but I don't have two cable companies competing for my money. I have one reasonably fast cable service and one pitifully slow DSL service, so I've got choices. And I'm actually lucky compared to many other communities where they might only have one offering available to them. That's why when we come across experiments like Chattanooga, Tennessee, we should be celebrating that kind of push towards not only faster broadband, but getting people up and running on gigabit fiber. Chattanooga was a community underserved, so they started a local initiative, worked with the Department of Energy for a grant, and started rolling fiber out to that town. We were all talking about Google Fiber at the time, but Chattanooga was actually the first to deliver true gigabit speeds. And the Department of Energy was really interested in this rollout because having high-speed fiber could form the backbone of the next generation energy grid that this country so desperately needs. You could probably shut down a huge chunk of the United States for days, if not weeks. Don't let that fear get in the way of good business. You want to make sure that those major, huge telecom companies still get those sweetheart deals that they've been lobbying for. And Chattanooga's experiment has been a crushing success. It's one of the cheapest internet services available in the area, and it's the fastest. Started off as a taxpayer joint, and it's being managed by the power company in Tennessee, EPB, but it's grown to be its own successful, profitable business venture. And to reward Chattanooga's initiative and business success, the Tennessee State Legislature has written laws and passed legislation to make sure that it never expands beyond the city limits of Chattanooga. And EPB was starting to successfully lobby to break down some of those really crappy laws preventing any kind of expansion. Well, we thought they were making progress until just recently Tennessee passed the Broadband Accessibility Act, where they're going to give tax breaks and block grants to the tune of $45 million to companies like Comcast and AT&T. By comparison, EPB's plan was to not be a $45 million burden on taxpayers and just start expanding the service organically that has already proven to be super successful in Chattanooga. This is a particularly infuriating issue as it's that kind of geek stuff that causes people to sort of tune out when you start talking about it. The second you start talking about, well, like, I want faster internet, the only thing people can really latch onto is, oh, you just want your Netflix stream faster, mrr. Of course, completely ignoring the fact that the future of business is going to hinge on that kind of connectivity. If you want your local area to be more competitive on a global market, one of the things holding you back is crap internet. Any initiative to improve schools is also going to depend heavily on that school being able to access content and upload content. But why let your child's education get in the way of Comcast's profits? And just about every modern industry and social service can be improved by better data. Just think about the healthcare industry, where you could spend more time talking with your doctor and not driving to a hospital if you had really great, secure, high quality, and it would have to be really high quality video chat. Not to mention records and storage, and the number of consumers out there who probably aren't really utilizing things like cloud storage, because why do that if you're on a basic DSL connection? And I really don't want this to be a liberal versus conservative kind of issue. There's something in stories like this to infuriate everybody. If you're a bleeding heart like myself, it's this kind of business manipulation prevents communities from really empowering themselves. If you're a conservative, it's all the money that's being left on the table by preventing competition and being a stumbling block for communities looking to empower small businesses. If you're a libertarian, it's this bad policy, these terrible laws, which are preventing actual free market competition. Everyone should be pissed off by this, and everyone should care about it. But again, like I said, we've reached that sort of outrage threshold. We're all kind of stuck in outrage fatigue. But this is a situation that I hope those of you who are into videos like these, who care about technology, and are probably the geeks in your family who talk about this stuff a lot, can keep some of the pressure on. Because the only areas that actually improve are the very few communities that have found some kind of real competition. The very few cities where an outside player has been able to act as a market disruptor. That might have been a community-funded initiative or Google going out there to try and roll some fiber. I live in a well-populated, affluent area, and no one wants to give me Gigabit. And that makes me sad and angry and kind of hungry. Just had to rant a little bit, get that off my chest, as these kinds of stories just drive me absolutely crazy. And I hope we've been able to share some small catharsis in all being pissed off by the current state of business and broadband. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more of my tech rants, commentary, news, some of these accessories reviews that we're going to be playing with. And check me out over at pocketnow.com for all of my smartphone, tablet, and wearable coverage. We've got some cool stuff coming up over there too. Links below this video, how you can support production on this channel, and scope me around the web, some gadget guy on Twitter and Instagram. Hit me up. I like to get into tech chats. Like, follow, subscribe, and I will catch you all on the next video.